Hey, how are you today?
I'm good, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
How's your
It's
wife?
very, very hot here in Australia today, but I'm good.
So, thank you so much for accepting this. This will be a short interview. We will
Yeah, of course.
talk about your experience, and I see that your results are really, really amazing. And we saw your
Yes.
pictures. I just want to know that how you're feeling about it and what do you think about it?
I mean, before going into it, I'll admit I was hoping for the best and I was hoping that it would go well, but I never expected the result to be this good. Um, Even my wife, she admitted before I went through it that she wasn't convinced it was a good idea, and now she says she admits she was wrong, because she can't believe the results. So yeah, I mean, I'm thrilled with it. Um, I'm still figuring out how to
Mm-hmm.
style this much hair some days.
You're gonna
Um,
get used to it soon.
yeah, but no, I'm thrilled and unexpectedly surprised at the result. I didn't expect it to be this good. I knew it would work, but I didn't expect it to be this good in the end.
Well, you look like you didn't have hair transplant at all. It looks really natural. How do you feel about it?
That's what everyone says, including my hairdresser who works with hair transplant
Mm-hmm.
clinics. Um, the hairdresser that I see is attached to a hair transplant clinic here in Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
And even he says it's the most natural result he's seen. Like, you would not be able to tell that I've had a hair transplant at all. So you can really only tell if you see the before photos and the after photos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw
Um,
the pictures. It's like two
yeah,
different people.
but just looking at it, even when I brush it back and put it in a ponytail or such, you still can't tell because the hairline's so, what's the word? Unperfectly perfect.
That's the perfect way to describe it, I guess.
Exactly, yeah.
Uh,
Um,
so like, how did you decide to come here to Turkey, and why you chose Estenove for that? Because you came here from Australia, which is
yep.
really far, and why Turkey? Why you wanted to have it with Estenove?
Yeah, so I did about 4 years of research into it.
Really?
Yeah. Um, because I'd done the medication and I'd
Mm-hmm.
done the different minoxidil and dutasteride and all that sort of stuff. And though it kind of slowed it, it didn't regrow like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people talked about. And I knew I wanted to do it for my career, but I knew that with what it was going to cost, I, wanted to get it right the first time. Um, so yeah, I did about 4 years of research, and my family wanted me to have it here in Australia, and I got quoted here in Australia, and that was a big no-no after they quoted me what it was going to cost. Um, so I kept looking into Turkey that I had been, and around the same time that I got in contact with Estenova, I got in contact with about four other clinics in Istanbul
Mm-hmm.
as well. But Estenova was the only one that was able to answer all of my medical concerns and questions to do with medical history, medication I'm on, um, safety. Like, Carolina was just
Mm-hmm.
able to answer everything, and anything she didn't know, she went away and found out. And that level of personability and
Mm-hmm.
care is what sold me on Estenova over all the others.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I looked at the results from Dr. Zaffa, obviously, as well, and I thought those were great. But I think a lot of people can do great results. I think a lot of people who can do great results along with genuine care is a
Mm-hmm.
much smaller number. And I
Mm-hmm.
felt that I was able to get that from Estenova.
I'm so happy to hear that from you, actually. As you know, we also have an aftercare team. So
You do, yes.
when you have the operation, when you're back in your country, we still do the follow up. We're in contact with you. We give you some instructions to follow. So what do you think about it?
I did have concern about it going into it. The fact of, having what is essentially a big cosmetic procedure. It is still a procedure. And then flying back to my own country on the other side of the world, there was some concern myself about that, and from my wife about what if something goes wrong. But the aftercare team in those first few months were checking in, almost every single day or every couple of days, and then every couple of weeks. And even after the 6 months or the 8 months, when it started to become maybe once a month check-in, I was able to message anytime and would have a reply in, I don't know, maybe 12 or 24 hours or less.
In your situation, time difference is a little bit tricky for us.
Yeah, exactly. I think expecting automatic responses is just unrealistic when you've got a time difference. But I never had to follow up a question that I had during the aftercare. And yeah, that was good. And I don't know how they did it, but they always managed to figure out an answer to my question just from either a video chat or a photo. They didn't have to see it in person to still manage to give me an answer to fix it. Like in those first, I want to say 4 months, when they're coming through and you get the little very painful ingrown hairs, all I had to do was send them a photo and tell them what was going on. And they said, you can get this ointment or this drug. They sent me a photo of it. They sent me the information. I went to my doctor. I got a prescription, went to the pharmacy. I think it was solved in about 2 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really good. And like I said, it genuinely felt like there was care there rather than just another number.
Yeah, exactly. That's our point when it comes to our patients, because everyone is unique. Everyone's needs after the surgery, those are different things. So we have to give personalized care for each patient. And I'm glad that you felt like that too during this experience.
Yeah, I'm not going to dob in any clinics, but a friend of mine here in Australia has now had 3 hair transplants with the same clinic here.
3 transplants? Right?
Yes, 3 transplants. And he told me their aftercare information that they gave him. And I compared it to the aftercare information you guys gave me. And it was so vastly different.
In a good way or bad way?
In a good way for me, in a bad way for him. I mean, he was allowed to get back to contact sport and wearing a helmet and running within 7 days.
Really?
Yeah, they said, 7 days, you can put on your helmet, you can run, you can do contact sport, you can do whatever. And you guys were like, even though I'll admit in the time it felt like a lifetime, you're like, 3 to 4 weeks, be careful, don't do this. And my results speak for themselves.
Yeah, we have some strict restrictions when it comes to that, but it's for your benefit. It sounds really frustrating when we're saying that, okay, you can't do this, you can't do that, don't wear a hat, don't wear a helmet. It sounds really frustrating, but in the end of the process, in the end of the journey, you see that it's for your benefit, and actually you saw that too.
Look, it was the sleep thing that was the hardest.
Yes.
It was the sleeping upright for that length of time that was the hardest. I thought that would be easy, which it was for the first few days. And after that, I was kind of like, oh my God, I want to just lie down. But I wouldn't change anything with the result that I've had. I would follow all the rules again in a heartbeat.
I'm so happy that you're happy. overall, how was your experience in here, and how it changed your confidence? Because you said that it affects your career too, your appearance. It's really important for you. How it changed your confidence and everything?
Yeah, being an actor, my appearance is literally what I get hired on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd been told before the hair transplant more than once, you're just not pretty enough.
That's not a nice thing to say.
It happens. It happens in the industry. It's just you're not pretty enough for this. And the career plus my own self-confidence, it's made a huge difference with both of those.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say what due to legal reasons, but I'm currently auditioning for a feature film, which apparently with, as they say, the hair, the look, the confidence you've got, we want you to audition. I'm like, sweet. And then just my own confidence about being able to go out and just have that confidence in myself is definitely a huge stepping point. But to do with the experience, 90% of it was fantastic. I couldn't fault. The first hair wash was a little uncomfortable due to language barriers.
Oh, yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, due to language barriers, because I don't know why the interpreter for my language wasn't there on the first hair wash day. So there was a lot of miscommunication during that. But other than that, I'm not going to say the needles didn't hurt. I'm never going to tell anybody the anesthetic doesn't hurt. It does. But it's worth it in the end. It is, I found, it was a very emotional process, because once it starts, once you feel that first drop of blood, or you feel that first needle, or you hear that first thing, there's no turning back.
Exactly.
And you just have to pray and hope it doesn't turn out badly. So there is kind of an emotional roller coaster in those first few days. But just grit your teeth and go for the end result.
Exactly. Look at your results. It's like, it looks really amazing, and I'm so happy to hear that it really changed your life, because it sounds like it had a huge impact in your life too, like with your career wise, or like your confidence. I'm so happy to hear those things, and I'm sorry that you had that like 10% of problem with the translators and other things, but I guess it's part of coming to a different country, but it's something that we can also improve too. It's noted.
Yeah, look, I think that you go in for any procedure, even in your own country, it's very rare that everything is ever going to go perfect. But I think when you're trying, like we're doing now, when you're trying to help others or encourage others, it always helps to know the positive and the negative, to know what you can improve as well.
Yeah, of course. So we're so open to feedbacks and these kind of things, and I appreciate that you shared it with me too. It's been a while since you had the procedure, but of course, I'm gonna do my best to improve this too.
Yeah. Well, my brother, funnily enough, my twin brother got the procedure at your clinic 1 year exactly after mine. So
it was last year, I guess.
Yeah, last year. So he's in month 11 now, coming into the 12-month mark.
How's his results?
Well, I saw him 3 months ago or 2 months ago, and I think the results are going to be fantastic, but due to the texture of his hair and what that first year is like, it's still very wiry and dry, because as I learnt you need to, in that first year, you need to condition and oil your hair a lot. So because he lives up in Queensland and has the much warmer climate, his hair, though it looks great, the hair texture is just very coarse. I'm like, that'll go away at about month 16. But the actual hairline and the fullness and such just looks fantastic.
Maybe we'll do this with him too.
I'm sure he'll be open to it. He'll be at 12 months at the end of next month.
Next month, okay.
Yeah. So, he'll be at 80% of results, but my best results didn't come until about month 14.
Yeah, exactly. After a year, we see the hairline is settling and the density of the hair is just like a perfect fit for your face, for the hair, everything. So we have to wait at least for a year to see the exact results.
Exactly. It probably was month 14, 15 that I knew where my results were finishing. At 12-month mark, I was still like, okay, I think we're mostly done. But there was kind of still a couple months of booming, which was lovely.
I'm so happy to hear those things, but our 15 minutes is up right now. Thank you so much for answering my questions, and thank you so much for being sincere about it. I really appreciate your time, even when your wife is in the hospital. Thank you so much for everything.
No, thank you so much.
You know that if you need anything, our team will always be here. You're done with the journey now, but if you need anything, anytime, you can contact us. Don't hesitate, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a nice night.
You too. Bye.
See ya.